coming in today, it was a big surprise seeing what we saw. It exceeded our expectations. We were looking for something different and the guys definitely delivered.
We're doing a 500 square metre warehouse car dealership in Airport West. It's going to be about 3,000 tiles. It would take us about, between 5 to 8 hours, I'd say. And yeah, we're going to show you the whole process. The tools required, you probably just need a rubber mallet, any electric cutter. We use a guillotine, but not everyone will have access to these. Guillotines are more used for straight cuts. You need some measuring tools, so maybe just a ruler, just to measure the sides you're going to cut. That's it. So these are made to be really, really easy to install. For the average double garage, you're looking at between 200 to 225 tiles, depending on the tile you choose. It ranges from between $1,000 to $1,600. Jump onto our website. We've got a design tool on there as well, which is really, really easy to use. Just enter in your measurements. You can go straight to checkout. Just color in the squares, and at the end of it, it'll show how many tiles and which color you need. And you can simply just check out. If you need any help, just give our team a call. We've got a design team who can help do any design for you. Our number is 1300 328 003, and our website's flexspec.com.au. These are about 40 by 40 centimetres, 18 mil thick. You don't really need to do much prepping before installing these. You can just do a light sweep. Essentially, they're made so that dirt and whatnot fall underneath the tile. A lot of people ask the question is, how do we clean the tiles when there's dirt and stuff underneath it? Once a year you can just run a vacuum over the top. Or if you want, you can do a thorough clean. You can just run a pressure hose and just push the water towards the garage roller door. These have channeling underneath so water can flow. So this is the GridFlex Pro. These are our most popular ones, our best-selling ones. These ones have kind of like a rounded top. They're open-ribbed. It allows for water, dirt, and whatnot to go underneath the tile. The SmoothFlex Pro, which is the newer version, they allow for rolling smaller wheels on it, like trolleys and toolboxes. Yeah, but these ones are still perfectly fine. It'll just be a bit more bumpy when you're rolling them on. So basically you just interlock them together. These are super thick clips, so no matter how many times you unclip them and clip them back together, the clips won't break. A lot of the tiles on the market have a lot thinner clips. Ours are designed that you could essentially put them together like this, and then pull them apart, and the clips will stay together. You could do that 100 times and the clips won't break, whereas a lot of the other tiles you do it once or twice and the clips are broken. So essentially the way we laid the tiles was to have this side here and this side here without the clips. So that way it's aligned with the corner up there. The reason why we, have it with the loops on this side and this side is because we've started on that side. Every time we're going to clip them, we just do them over the top because the clips are here. If it was the other way around, if you, for example, did it this side and you started from that corner, you'd have to cut the clips off, which is extra work. On top of that, because this side would be the flush side, you'd have to keep on going underneath the tiles as opposed to clipping them over the top when you do your rows. So it's a lot easier if you actually do it this way. Some people, they might have a design they want it purely centered. So you do have to cut both sides to make, say if they get like parking bays and they want it right in the center. For the majority of people, they just do like a single design, a single color. You don't need to cut both sides. We have the largest range of these kind of tiles. We've constantly innovated and created new products that customers have been asking for, different types of ramps, different types of these tiles. Some people wanted a smoother top, so we've invested in a smoother surface tile, 3D tiles, all different types. These can handle 20-ton rollover weight and 10-ton static weight. They're really made for cars to be on them, so you don't have to worry about them breaking with your car driving on them. They were originally made for car detailers, so that they could clean their cars without the water, because they are perforated, without standing in the water. Most cars are about 1 to 3 tons, so more than enough to handle the weight. After 500 installs, We've found the best way to do it is this way. Essentially, we'll do it in rows of 3, and then we'll just clip them in all the way. So we'll have someone just clipping them together in rows of 3, and someone else will just be going along the line and just tapping them in. We do this because it makes it a lot easier to install them rather than doing one at a time. If you go a bit longer, it makes it a bit more harder to line them up with the clips. If you don't have a rubber mallet, you can actually just line them up and just step on them. It's actually really, really fun. You can get your kids involved. It can be a good experience for them too. We're halfway done. We've worked all the way down from the far left all the way to the back there. As you can see, it's all flush up against the wall. Now we're going to continue working downwards here, and then we're going to work our way to the left side. The reason why we do it this way is because we are going to cut on this side. It's going to make it a lot easier. Rather than having to cut it on both sides, we only have to cut on the side that has maybe, you might have beams or poles. Like here, we've got offices here. So essentially we'd want to cut on the side where the offices are. That way, this side is all flush and clean. As you can see, it's on a bit of an angle here, just because we've had to line up the garage, just the way the walls are sometimes. We'll do all the cutting last once we've lined everything up. Yeah, we'll be cutting in here, putting tiles here, cutting in all the open areas and filling every single spot, so you basically see no concrete. So a lot of people ask what happens if they drop something and it falls inside the tiles in the cracks. To be honest, even small screws generally don't fall through. Even a 5-cent piece wouldn't really go through, but if something does, you can get one of these from our website. They're just like little tile hooks. What you do is you just hook it up from the corner and just pull it up like this and get whatever you need. The benefit of these kind of tiles is we've got really thick clips, so no matter how many times you do this, the clips just won't break. This is just an example of when you'd have to shave down the doorway. As you can see, the doorway is opening inwards. It's hitting the tile. A solution for that is you can just have it as an opening here. If you don't want to shave the door, just add ramps here, all along here. Or if you want, just take off the door and just cut that 18mm off the bottom. So we're putting in the last tile before we start cutting the sides. As you can see here, there's actually no tiles here, so we have to cut them to fit. So here's the last one. Done. So basically with this, they just measure it. You try to line them up. So you'll do one like this here, and you'll do like measure it, do a dot and do a dot here, and then line it up with the next tile. Just so that your cuts are kind of like not riveted or not uneven. Just try to keep lining it up that way. And then basically we use a guillotine. If you don't have a guillotine, you just use a jigsaw or circular saw. It is a lot easier with a guillotine, but in saying that, jigsaw or circular saw is perfectly fine. So we basically put it here and then down like this. And voila, done. So we're actually done here. We're super happy with the way it looks. It took us about 7 hours, a little bit more than expected. It was about 450 to 500 square meters. Super happy with the results.
Coming in today, it was a big surprise seeing what we saw. It exceeded our expectations. We were looking for something different and the guys definitely delivered. So really happy with the choices we made and the design we've gone for. We're in the process of preparing our car yard. We're going to be offering a variety of cars, from prestige cars to everyday cars, 4-wheel drive commercial vehicles. So it's a good little touch to it.